we saw a lot of positive things coming. Certainly felt like we were going to be more competitive, but that next step to go from being competitive to go ahead and winning, that's something that you can't X and O all that. That comes down to some character. And I believe we've got some really good character on this football team. So really excited for our guys, and I'll open up to any questions.
Coach, have you ever been a part of something like that before in your tenure?
No, I've never, not so many plays back and forth in the 3 overtime, and you know, the last play was a bootleg that guy just made a great play, and there were a lot of great plays out there tonight. So it was a great win for our program, and I'm really happy for our players.
If the game starts over 2 hours late, I mean, was there even a doubt that you might even play it? I mean, was there ever talk about postponing it, or what was going on just in that part of it?
No, there was a discussion that Coach Carey and I had about how much of a warm-up. That's a decision that both coaches make, and so we negotiated to abbreviate the warm-up a little bit, but the game was always going to be played as long as the lightning was cleared. And you know, I want to say thanks to our students that were there tonight. I thought that was a tremendous amount of energy, and thanks for all the fans who stayed.
Coach, from the first half to the second half, did you see Josh Allen grow up a little bit tonight?
Well, yeah, and particularly the last play of the game, but how he handled the 2-minute offense, and you know, he threw a pick that we were fortunate that you know, they had a penalty on, and I think he learned from that. And, you know, I think Josh has got a really bright future.
Coach, is it fair to say that for the first time perhaps in the 3 years that you've been here, we saw earmarkings and glimpses of the kind of football team that you're developing here?
Well, that's true. I appreciate you bringing that up. I mean, we really believe in being a physical team, being able to run the football and play better defense. I thought, you know, there's much more speed and athleticism out there. Northern Illinois is a good defense. We've got steps to go, but you're starting to see the makings of the stamp of what kind of program that we hope to have.
Did you see from your defense, Craig? I mean, there were times where you got some big time stops, and you know, I know they scored late, but it just seemed like there was just a different look and a different feel to them. Were you overall pleased with the defense?
Very much. You know, there were some challenging plays that Northern had done, and but I thought our guys made some great adjustments. And then, you know, the fumble recovery Logan Wilson came up with, and the 4th down stop, and time again, you know, we really needed to make big improvement on defense. I want to credit Coach Standard and all the defensive coaches. They worked really hard for a pretty complicated game plan that was successful.
Coach, for a young team, there were multiple moments where, you know, immaturity could have came through and it really never stunk them. Why do you think that they were?
You know, and that was in the back of my mind. You know, I believe they had the resolve and the belief, but you know, that's easy to kind of think, and then all of a sudden when you got to go out there and do it, so many times when maybe we were here in the past, we would find a way to lose the game. And that seems like a simplistic thing to say, or something coaches always say, but there's a lot of truth to that. And you know, I was really proud of how everybody rallied around Cooper. You know, he had some tough kicks, and he had one that was good, and they nailed him right before the 50-yarder. But then he came back and answered on a couple other things, and there's just a lot of good things. And I think we found a really good punt returner, and I think we can be an explosive return team. We got to clean up some holes. There's no doubt about that.
Craig, I don't think it's hyperbole, and I know it's only one game, but the defense tonight versus what we saw consistently last year, markedly better.
There's no doubt. There's more speed. A lot of those guys are really young players. They're going to be here a long time, but there's certainly more speed, more athleticism, and you know, we've recruited better, and I think guys really have an understanding, a purpose of what we're doing.
What do you attribute the better tackling to? Much better tackling.
Angles of pursuit, hustle, and then also athleticism and speed. You just get more guys around the football.
Coach, Wingard was on the ball all over the field again tonight. What do you see from him in the future?
Wingard?
Yeah.
Really exceptional safety. The sky's the limit for him. And I've been around a couple that are really good. He's got the makings to be outstanding.
Coach, I I know you guys want to be somewhat cautious with Josh taking hits. What was going through your mind during that last?
Well, a little
drive?
bit. I talked, well, the last play, I talked to Brent earlier. I said, I think there was one other play where he scrambled for about, 30, 40 yards. And I was like, oh my goodness. He's a competitive guy, and we're going to try to limit the number of hits that he takes. I think it's important that he did slide once. Kudos for him. I'm glad he didn't slide on the last one.